You're live.
Okay. So we are
We were
Go
talking
ahead.
about trust
Yeah.
or
Okay.
living
Yeah.
with trust or fear or both.
Yeah. You know, yeah. So it's a
Mhm.
satsang. Satsang, communion. What the difference in the lecture is two people. Satsang is three people. What is the third person? Is the truth.
Mm.
So it's not I, you, it's we, it's a circle. So that's called heart to heart communion because it's not from ego, it's egolessness, consciousness. You cannot be divided but unified. Like in the breathing, you want to have a bag of your breathing carrying around you. Body you can not melt into each other. So, of course, the prime illusion is from subject to object. What is that prime illusion? Prime illusion means that you born as a body and then identified that I am the body. Of course, the body is in you. You are much more than that. So therefore, body, mind, and then there are three kinds of people who are only centered in the body, bodybuilder, and then later on they find out when they grow older that their same friend become the enemy because they go out of balance of the muscle, body, because they cannot continue the same exercise and then it becomes a lot of sickness. The same way is the mental people. Mental, their own prisoner, they're intellectual. They try to calculate the law and calculate everything before even they make any move. They will, before they enjoy their meals, they will be thinking an hour calculations.
How
So
many
this,
calories?
yeah, this is all fear. Fear is a fear perpetuated because as long as the body mind there's nothing produce the fear, like the jungle in the forest, nothing but the fear. But there is one thing, when we observe the jungle versus this refined jungle of Beverly Hills, we will find that this Beverly Hills jungle is much more subtle enmities, subtle comparative, subtle jealousies. They are worse than the animals because animals, if the hunger operate, they operate, the body operate. But when they are fulfilled, they try to share that meat or food to others. They are very social or much more humble in that way. Human being is more mischievous. That's why the holy scriptures, they indicate that the mind of the man is basically very evil. So then there are organizations who want to control that control through invention of God, religion, so perpetuate the fear, so they live in fear. But uh, actually, it's the invention of the mind up there. No, up there is here, so above, so below. So when your heart is pure and clear, then you do not need to find God, but you need to recognize that there is no God but godliness. Godliness in living life here and now. If you don't live here and now, it's no more. No more, nothing there. There is nothing. As a dead person, he's not looking for God or devil, because the bubble which was looking is gone. So who is looking for the seeker? Where the seeker comes from? The instinct of survival. Why? Are you seeking God when you're in sound sleep?
No.
So this is the game of consciousness. We want to understand it by understanding going to the beach, on the ocean, the same ocean, when it is in the maybe, I don't know, I'm not in the midnight, maybe very still and calm, because it's the interrelation of the sun and the moon. The full moon, the tides come, and not evil, but the crime increases. Where the crimes start and begin, from the, of course, near the full moon, because they cannot handle the energy. That's the word, the lunatic. So the world war, the war, they all start in the skull. The skull. But it has invented the same skull, that little tiny space, the computer chip has given birth to fear and the manifestation of fear into the atom bomb. Atom bomb was not invented to give bread and butter to people, or to feed the animals or horses. It was to destroy the ego. This is mine, this is thine, this is mine, this is thine. But what will you do with the atom bomb when you are dead, or you are in the womb? So remember, this evil, the people say, the scriptures, some misinterpret money is evil, woman is evil. No, none of those external things. Is how to use and misuse. How to use and misuse means like the knife. Knife in the hands of a good surgeon, it give you life. In the wrong person or lower kind, it can take life. So is the mind. When excessive become anxiety full, then cannot sleep. And cannot sleep, then also disturb your digestive system and all the system. Even the person who is billionaire cannot sleep, miserable. Cannot eat gold. And so-called smart, intelligent people, how foolish they are, that they have made the diamond as the most valuable. I mean, imagine, just examine how stupid a person can be. The same thing like coal, carbon, and shiny, and can buy the whole block, can buy the whole. Why? Because of the prime ignorance of addiction to the outside, the objective world. And that's why the material ignorance, occupying, possessing, control. There is a very subtle understanding about control and discipline. Discipline is a natural control, happens like throughout the mother nature. The grass grows by itself. The rising sun comes by itself. It does not come late. If it get corona or sick and it come late in 1 hour, the whole
Balances off.
the whole without the taxes, without the bills, the sunlight. This is the prime life. But why don't we appreciate? Because we are so full of bullshit. Our so prime ignorance. And prime ignorance, where is it? What it is? It is not seeing clearly. It is more similar like cataract. Cataract person, healthy, good muscles, good everything, but something on the eyes come, a fog type thing. And then you cannot see. You have all the weapons. You have AK-47 in your home. You can't protect. You can do nothing. Why? Because
Rena.
you cannot see. You cannot see. So the same what human mind looking for God or divinity is means the prime source of security. Prime source means which is secured all the time. What is all the time? Which is beyond the time. Which is beyond the time. And this has, if we observe the heart quality, is already, if we observe, it's in the childlike state, in the children. But slowly it get enveloped into the, like you have a beautiful screen and a painter can make a paint of the most devil person and horrible because it's the wrong ideal thrown on that. Or the same life you can put divine angel, divine, so good, bad, right, wrong. And then what is the transcendental state? Beyond the good and bad. And that the heart consciousness. And that the heart consciousness is of the consciousness of the mother. Mother has two children, and even one child very qualitative, another one is a drug addict or does any crime, and the police come at home, and the mother says, my child cannot do that. Why? Because mother is in the third state. My child cannot do that. Try to protect. The same way, the mother, father are representable toward godliness, and that all within the quality of the heart. Now, heart, when people say, always point out to this heart, this is the physical heart. Physical heart because it has cavities. Cavity means the space, but uncontrollable, unlimited, infinite consciousness. Infinite consciousness. It has the quality of water. Water you put in a cup, it become cup. You put in a glass, it become glass. So you limit it yourself. You can precious life. You can sell it at the price of potato or spinach. Or the same divinity, divine life, can be scientist or the science, the super science of being. What is the super science of being? B-E-I-N-G. Human being. So human being, it means then journey has gone. No more seeking, no more running, no more quackery, no more restlessness, no more anxiety. All is gone. And then you still live in the world, but not of it. Like the lotus flower. The lotus flower, but not muddy. Mud does not even touch it. So we live in the, you can say, crazy world, hateful world, outside all around. But at the same time, there are good divine beings as well. That's how it's sustained. So, it is so wonderful. It divine living, this body mind become divine being. Divine being. Outside, you cannot recognize, but when truth starts flowing through you, then all anxieties, worries gone. And no divisions of religion, narrow-minded thinking, and all is gone. Because love has no boundaries, no lines of countries, no lines of fighting. Because even in the body, the left hand does not like to fight with the right, because it is unified wholeness. We read books and books and books outside, try to calculate life. It's too simple. Do we sit in the garden, observe the Mother Nature, endlessly serving the fruit, the seed, again the fruit? It's a cycle. Unexhaustible givingness in the Mother Nature. But when mind is confused, infueled with the ego, which is a disease, excessive thinking, anxiety is a disease, because a lot of doctors now they are looking at that psychosomatic, and you cannot take a pill for the excessive thinking. Of course, you can take a pill to numb it, but not a divine solution, because it's too simple. Original. Don't be second hand borrowed machine like computer. Be the original, not human doing, but human being. 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 B-E-I-N-G. Now, being is showing that there is ing in it. That means is not a man, be man, or Superman. No, that is a object, and that's what man has delusion and delusion that some up there, some up there. No, you are it. You are it. Tattvamasi. Thou art that. Inner, outer, the layers are gone in the state of wholeness. All the parts together cannot represent the wholeness, but the wholeness can be both part and the whole. That's the beauty. Therefore, wake up to love. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Peace.
Great.